The Legacy of Wisdom project gathers and publishes answers to many of humanity's most pressing questions from some of our most experienced and profound leaders.
Do you have recommendations about how to handle these body states as they begin to disappear in functionality?
Well, it's, in a sense, it's the most difficult part, you know. And as far as I'm concerned, my consciousness does not seem to follow the aging process. I still feel like a student somewhere in the medical school. Now with the body, that's a different, in a sense, the body is teaching me, you know, that I'm aging, where the consciousness does not really doesn't want to accept it. So the worst part for me is the physical part, you know, the pain. Although there are certain ways you can sort of learn to deal better with pain, but physical pain is physical pain. And then there's this enormous amount of wasted time, or time that I would have considered wasted, which is all these sort of medical appointments, you know, that you have to keep and so on. When I would think of much better ways I could use that time, but again, it's a dictate of the body. So for me, that's the most challenging part of aging.
In meditation work, we often talk about the so-called inner healer or the inner doctor, some kind of state in which all of a sudden pops out this physician quality in us. We heal ourselves. Can you talk about that a little bit in terms of...
Yeah, it's actually the essence of the holotropic breathwork that we, you know, if you look at the world of psychotherapy, for example, there's any number of schools, and each school will tell you something different about what the main motivating forces are in the psyche, why symptoms develop, you know, what they mean, and then each of those systems gives you a different method, different technique. Whereas what emerged out of the psychedelic work and out of the holotropic work is that if you get into what I call the holotropic state, which is a significant subgroup of these non-ordinary states, that you mobilize this kind of inner healer, and that inner healer guides the process if you let it. And it can certainly, you know, have tremendous positive potential in emotional problems, in psychosomatic problems, in number of problems that medicine would consider biological, but they are actually energetic. You know, like, for example, various psychosomatic pains that don't have really a physical basis and so on. Or we have seen that people who have repeated infections, like sinusitis, pharyngitis, bronchitis, cystitis, and so on, actually have those areas blocked bioenergetically. And if you can open the energy, then you open circulation and this will heal. But then there are limits. I mean, if you have, like what I had, the spondylolisthesis, which is a really structural thing, there is not much the psyche can do. Although, you know, according to Tibetan Buddhism, you should be able to see matter as pattern of mind and sort of materialize and dematerialize. I am not quite in that place, and I haven't seen much of it done.
Okay, because that's obviously a big question of how to deal with pain or things that keep calling our attention away from what we would call the transcendental plane or the beyond the beyond.
You know, if you look at the Hindu literature also, they will tell you that you can influence very much your emotional karma and your psychosomatic karma, but not the physical karma. You have to just live it, and all you can do is to find the best possible way of living with it. I mean, look at the great teachers, Sri Ramana Maharshi dying of cancer, Karmapa, you know, dying of cancer and so on. Whatever work they have done did not really prevent them from developing cancer.